So, welcome to a rather different budget model railways. This is an idea that came to me recently and seems fairly radical compared to what people are doing. So what I had a thought was, as a number of you know, I've been experimenting with OO9, and that's going to work fine, but I've got to scratch build all the locos, I've got to work with the couplings. I was also doing some research into what's available, and I was noticing how excited everybody gets when somebody releases a new OO9 loco, even when it's 150, 160 quid, or even £85 for a basic diesel. And I just got to wondering about how compact could you make a 00 layout. So this layout, if Doug can do a slightly longer shot, this layout is 18 inches across. Now let's put that in context. That is the same as an N-gauge first radius curve. So this is the same size as an N-gauge layout, and as you can see, I'm running 00 locos on it. So equally, that's exactly the same size as you'd get on a OO9 layout. And so I was thinking about the advantages of OO9. Short locos, compact track plans and so on, but it's still in 4mm scale. Well, so is this. The buildings, the rolling stock are all 4mm. I'm just using 00 track. The advantage is this is all second-hand 00 track. This is Flexi Track admittedly, but the rest is all second-hand. This strangely enough was second-hand. So this is much cheaper and more readily available. And that got me to thinking about what kind of stock you could do if you did this. You know, you look at this, this is 53 inches long, so about, what's that, 4.5 foot, something like that, by 1.5 feet. And I'm running that loco around there quite happily. And let's look at what's available if we're going to talk about, for instance, locomotives. So if we only took the basic Hornby 040 range, there are actually a number of different loco bodies available. In fact, if we just take the steam, there's 4 bodies. I've only got examples of 3, but there is a 4th, which is the saddle tank loco. Now, if you stop and think about this, that's 4 locos. That's far more than you can get in OO9, and they're readily available. Not only are they readily available, even brand new, they're £30. About a third of a OO9 loco. And they're available in an endless array of liveries. So you've got this huge choice. And second hand, they're £15, £20. That was £10 brand new from Hornby. At the other end of the scale, you've got the diesels in that range. So you've got the 06, which is again still available, beautiful runner, as are all of them. And you've got the Bagnall, and the 06 is in an infinite number of variety of colour schemes. Now interestingly, and we'll show you in a minute, I got this recently, which is the 060. Now this is actually the DC version, it's not the DCC which everybody looks at, so that's quite a rare beast. But we'll show you that in a moment, running quite happily around the layout. And that obviously, that's a bit rarer, but that's the Hornby Pug. Now I've actually just picked that up for £25. Now, I don't know what would happen if somebody, I think the new OO9 Backman that everybody's raving about will be well in excess of £100. So although I think these are expensive at £30, when you compare them to OO9 or N prices, they're really cheap. And all I'm saying is you could do exactly the same as you do on OO9, on 00, short rakes, little locomotives. This is going to be a compact little layout, but it's 00. It's a fraction of the price. It's utterly reliable. You haven't got to scratch build or build anything. It's all there. Rolling stock wise, we've got the 4-wheel coaches. Now we have had to have a little bit of a look at them. You do need to take, you only need 1 coupling hook on the loco or the coach, or you get coupling lock. And you do need to, you know, file it a little bit. But they're readily available again. Now I wouldn't pay the £17 that they are new. But again, you think a brand new OO9 Linson and Barnstable Pico coach, which in any case is much longer than this, is £40, and their short wheelbase coach is £25. These in any case are a fictional railway vehicle that's much shorter than the real 4-wheel coach, so they're perfect for what effectively is a little narrow gauge railway. You've got an endless supply of goods wagons, again, you will need to find the shorter ones, but they're readily available. I get these for about £6 each. These also run beautifully. These are the old Hornby Trying Celestary coaches. Again, quite widely available second-hand. You might pay as much as £10 for one of them. And that I'd normally balk at. But again, and I know I'm repeating myself, look at the cost of a new OO9. So let's have a look at some of the operational potential of even this, a very small layout. So we've got one loco running round there. And Doug, we'll let that, in fact what we'll do is, if we stop that there, we can now hold that train. This is going to be my station, and I've got some clever ideas of what we're going to do here, but that's going to be a little station, and that's obviously going to be my goods area. So there's no reason why this train can't wait in the loop whilst the passenger train comes by. We've got a little bit of a dead point there, but that just needs a bit of a clean. Yeah, so we've literally just put this together, so I'm going to give those a bit of a clean. I think it might be this loco. But you get the idea. We haven't run that loco for a while, but you get the idea. So let's stop that there for a minute. So that's two locos you could have running. And if you think, if this is a little station on a branch line, that means you can have up trains and down trains. This is going to be a fiddle yard, so the idea is there's a back scene here. So this is out of sight, this is my station, railway station, goods yard, up trains, down trains, and they can be held here, and then I've got a goods yard I can shunt. So let's have a little look at this Class 08 going round. So we've literally just built this, so the track probably needs a little bit of a clean. And this is Flexi Track, and you'll see that we've done the video coming out, I think on Tuesday, of how we fitted that. But it's just standard Flexi Track, bent down to an 18-inch curve. Get that in perspective, the minimum that normally would be quoted is 30 inches, first radius. So this is 12 inches, it's a foot narrower than the normal. And so long as you don't mind running 040 locos and one or two carefully selected 060s, you can have as much fun as you like. You could have 6 or 7 different steam locos, lots of rolling stock, and all on what would normally be an N gauge or a OO9 layout. And all running quite happily. Yes, you will need to be a little bit careful with some of the rolling stock, but I can shunt, I can do an up train and a down train, I can shunt the goods yard, and I can run lots of different locos on it. That point's a little frustrating. Yeah, we're gonna practice with these a little bit. So these have all literally just come out of the box. Oh, I've knocked the point. And then we can go back then. That train's finished doing whatever it's going to do, and then I can just run this one off again. Now that, strangely enough, is one of my nicest running 040s. That cost me the grand total of £10 from Richards at Classic Rail, because it's the little Hornby Battle Space loco, but I think it just looks like a Wilford loco. Didn't know if this would work, decided to build it. So, you know, I know I keep saying it, but that's 18 inches. That's a foot smaller than the normal absolute minimum. So when you read people saying the minimum is 6 foot by 4 foot, this is 4.5 foot by 1.5 foot. And that's an N gauge size layout running 00. So very interested to see what people think. But I think if you haven't got a lot of space or a lot of time and money and you want to run something, that's tiny, and the locos and rolling stock are all cheap and readily available. And I'm going to develop this now, so you'll see what I'm going to do scenically to make it interesting. But I'm really pleased with this. I would like to think we could get some like, comments and subscribes. I can imagine what some of the negative comments will be, but just think of the positives. Cheap, readily available, and very, very compact. Be interested to see if anybody's ever seen a 00 or HO layout this small. So, thank you very much for watching. Hi, thanks for watching the video and for the nice comments. Click on the left for a previous video in this series, click on the right for another video you might enjoy, and please don't forget to click to subscribe, like, comment, etc. Thanks again.